Today has very much been a day where I embody that just do the work mentality, that do the damn thing. I've been trying to be better in my older years about practicing what I preach. Um, Anymore these days, anything that I do speak or do say is something that I believe is true, and because I know I believe it's true, I act in that fashion. I am also much less judgmental than I used to be because what I've found is that a lot of humans naturally they have their belief systems, they have their beliefs, and then they go ahead and feel like they're the exception to their own rule, right? Or to their own belief. Well, I'm doing this, and then they justify it, whatever they're doing, because it's what they want to do and it's what brings them happiness. But when someone else does it, it's terrible. Um, but oftentimes we have no idea what other people are going through, and that's kind of the mindset that I embody now. Um, just the whole we're all humans having a human existence. None of us are perfect. We all have our flaws. We're all struggling with something, and we are all coping in our own way. And because I have that as my core, I can approach anyone almost about anything. And in fact, I find it really endearing that one of my identifiers is that I'm really good about talking about sensitive topics. No matter who it is, I can just talk about anything pretty much with and just ask questions because one thing I really like to do is put myself in the shoes of the person that I'm talking to or of the subject of whatever it is we're talking about and just figure out like what does that look like on your day to day? What are the certain circumstances? And just coming into that situation with as a neutral slate and trying to really feel what it's like to go through what that person's going through. And that's kind of just how I have how far I've come, how I've evolved since I was a teenager and a very judgmental one, thinking, well, you have to live your life this way, and if you do these things, then you reap what you sow, and 100% of the time. No, that doesn't mean you have to throw accountability out the window. I am a very accountable person, which is why I just tell you to do the damn thing. So, I just wrapped up showering and I have been out in the yard for about 4 hours. I mowed, weed whacked, and that's pretty much the bulk of what I did. Um, I was listening to the Confessionals podcast the entire time that I was doing it, and it was a beautiful day, but I did get a good amount of sun, and luckily I'm past the point of burning anymore, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, it was a really good day, and I didn't expect it to take me as long, and it's very weird. I felt like it took longer to do than normal because it doesn't always take like it usually takes me an hour on my zero turn mower to get through like the entire 1.75 acres, but today it took me an hour and a half and I couldn't understand it. Maybe it's because I did it a little bit differently than I usually do. I kind of free flow it, if you will. I just feel my way through the mow. I don't really try to go for any specific patterns or anything like that, but um, anyways, I just changed it up from my normal little routine that I usually do, and I don't know. It took me an hour and a half to do the actual 1.75 acres, and then it was getting to the stuff that I can't get to with the big mower, um, and with the push mower. But the push mower started running out of gas, and my gas can was empty, so I had to go fill that up, and then I weed whacked on top of that. So it just took a good amount of time to do. And I did all that work and I listened to a good podcast. And being physical is one thing that I have really always enjoyed. It brings me peace 100% of the time. It's my therapy, so to speak. Like, that's why I work out almost every single day. And getting to the point where I'm at now, where this is my everyday, something always needs to be done, and it's really nice, but it can be overwhelming if you let it. You know, you have X, Y, and Z you have to do out here on your property, and it is always something to do. But I come from being a nerd, right? I really love video games and YouTubing and sitting around. That is what I used to do all the time. I still do it. If my wife leaves for like a weekend, typically what I do is nothing. I do absolutely nothing, and I just lay in the air conditioning and I veg and I decompress. But hey, that's just how life works, and we have to know what we need to do. We need to take accountability to get those things done, and we need to make sure that we're achieving balance by doing those things and getting stuff done. Because if we don't get our tasks done that need to be done, we lose momentum, we lose progress, we lose a whole bunch of stuff, and then too much relaxation always makes me depressed. It makes me feel like on the after end, like afterwards, like what did I accomplish? What did I achieve? You know, I'm not getting any younger, unfortunately. I talk about being on YouTube for like 13 years now, and how my channel is still fledgling and small. It's because I don't allow myself to change. There's a lot of factors, but I think the main one is that I just don't allow things time enough to grow, to actually find a foothold. I'm constantly bouncing around from thing to thing, trying out different things, and when they don't take off, I get frustrated. And in fact, it's really funny that I have a bunch of different channels for different things, but this one is the one that I kind of treat like the dump channel. I just experiment and I put a lot of stuff on here. Like I tried the ambient countryside stuff for a little bit, or the countryside ambiance as I was calling it. But now I actually have a channel dedicated to that called the ambient countryside. It's linked on my channel page if you are interested in it. And I have 2 videos in the pipeline that I need to actually finish and put out. But I did a bunch real quick to get a backlog, and then I needed to take a step back. I can only sit and watch ambient stuff for so long. But I need to get more out there. Just because I need to keep feeding the algorithm, so to speak. But that just goes back to accountability and doing the damn thing. When you have as many aspirations as I do, it's kind of crazy. Because there's absolutely no time. And not to peer too much behind the curtain into my personal life or anything like that, but tomorrow I start a new job, and it's much closer than my last one. And I know I had talked about this probably when I started doing videos every day out in the yard with a lawn chair before I was, just do this. Just do this. Which I detailed that I had been laid off. So I got laid off last July, and I had a big sizable nest egg to just fall back on. And now it got time that things were starting to get a little tight, and I really needed to at least do something. So I have that something secured. I start tomorrow. It looks like it's not a contract job. It's not anything like that. This is long-term security right out of the gate. The pay is not where I want it to be, but I can make it work. And I can still just be here. I'm close by. I'll just be here making a video every day, every other day. Yesterday, you will notice that there was not a video yesterday, or I don't think I might not have done a video the day before. But the whole reason for that is because, so I had to help some of my wife's family move, and then she played 2 soccer games, so I was watching those in support. Um, we left a little before 10 and got back after 9, so we were almost gone for 12 hours. Um, and then the day before, I just decided to bite the bullet and purchase a video game I've been wanting to get for a while. I talk about games a lot on here, but the game in question is Boomerang Fu. I will do a separate video talking about this obscure indie game that not a lot of people know about or talk about, but is some of the most addictive fun I've experienced. So I'll do another video sometime on that. But you know, as always, everything is in flux and subject to change here. So I can't guarantee that I will be talking about video games a lot, since this is kind of my dump channel and my daily diary, so to speak. So I guess not so daily over the last couple days, and I'm sure some people were like, "Oh, he's not making content again." I don't want this to be a flash in the pan. I really want this to go through, and one way to do that is to not overthink it. Just turn the camera on and speak what's on my mind, what I'm really feeling. And I even have a lot of topics that come up to my mind that I'm like, oh, that'd be a good subject for me to speak on, and then I write it down in my note to self. But then there are others. I had one earlier today while I was weed whacking, and I was like, oh, that'd be a really good video title, but I wanted to finish up weed whacking, and then I just totally forgot the topic that I was thinking about. So that is fun, but I feel like I'm kind of rambling right now, but it's been a good day. It's been a really good day, and this is the last day before I start back to work full time, and things are gonna shift, and all that matters is that I'm seeking balance, I'm seeking gratitude for everything that I'm experiencing, and that I am really trying to just do the best at whatever I'm doing. Just anchoring myself in the moment, knowing where I want to go, and taking the actions to get myself to that future point. So that's all I got for you today, guys. If you like this video, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And until the next time, guys, my name is Ken, and I'll see you then.